One family, one people, one planet, one love. One family, one people, one planet, one love. One family. Good morning and welcome to SoulCall Sunday. My name is Lisa Ferraro. I'm the founder and spiritual director of SoulCall Global, and we welcome you wherever you are on your path and wherever you are on the planet. You are welcomed here to understand and experience what we're going to talk about today, which is the heart of the world. The heart of the world. And in hearing the cries of the world, we talked about this a little bit all the way last year, about being able to tune in to that sacred center of our being to allow for a greater expression of the soul to come through, opening up the door of the heart to get to where that sacred soul resides. It's through the passion. It's through what ignites us as human beings in one human family, as the song says, on our home, planet Earth. So wherever you are, we welcome you if you're watching in real time with me and with us right now. And if you're tuning in later, the message is still the same. But appreciate sharing us with your friends on social media and signing up for our newsletter, which you can find at soulcallglobal.org. You can sign up for the newsletter and find out all the exciting things and the deep, life-enriching classes and experiences we offer in our wall-less church, which is called SoulCall Global. So welcome again. And I'm going to take this opportunity, I think Natalya is ready back there, to say happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, Reverend Christy, wherever you are. You get out and about, but happy birthday. And happy birthday to all of you who are celebrating birthdays in the month of March. This is our first Sunday. Make a wish. Make a wish. And know that our love and good thoughts are right there with you. So this morning we're going to begin. Hey, Darlene. Oh my gosh, all the way from Campbell River, one of my favorite places on the planet. It's great to see you. Let us know where you're joining us from this morning. We love it. So many great memories in Campbell River with Circle of Love Gathering. So this morning we're going to begin as we do. Good morning, Candy. With our Qigong practice. Barb from Kelowna. Oh my God, my another favorite. That was one of the most magical experiences of my life from Kelowna, BC. Another Circle of Love Gathering with, of course, talented and amazing friend Barb. Luke from Ottawa. This is great. We could spend the whole time doing this. I keep smiling wider and wider, getting to see all my friends, knowing that you're out there and feeling you in my heart. This heart of the world. This is what we're going to talk about today. Is the heart of the world is carrying the global heart, the Corazón Global, which was the name of the song that is our theme song. And it's feeling the love from different parts of the planet with the friends, the people that we've known in this lifetime and the ones we recognize instantly when we see them coming, and how we get to experience growing that love, growing that joy, that experience of dancing in the oneness. So I'm going to go back to Deborah Weisenberger-Lippitz, who is our Qigong master this morning, taking us through a process of Qigong, which is expanding our awareness, taking in more of the light that surrounds us. We are permeated with this light. And we're also, as I like to say, we're swimming in it. As the fish swim in water, we swim in light. And it's learning how to access, harness, and not so much capture it, but just allow it to flow and be more incorporated in our cells. Helps us to raise our vibration and keep a holy charge of sacredness as we move through the world, being change agents, changes for good. So take this opportunity to practice, and we welcome Deborah Weisenberger-Lippitz.
Hello, everyone. Today, either seated in your healing posture or standing, we are going to work on opening the spine. So please, with the eyes open, fall back to the center of the head. Then extend backwards further to just below the occipital bone, Yujin, opening the jade palace to expand into the huge chi field behind us, connecting, merging, huge blue sky space, aware we are at the same time expanding forward to both sides, above us and below us, and every space in between. Expanding out to merge with nature's chi, further to the stars and further to infinite space, gathering all the healing chi, good wisdom information, and pulling it back, gently contracting inside. Now very gently close the eyes. Our true nature, true essence begins to awaken inside, becoming brighter and brighter as we merge inside and outside. If you are standing, please open the feet to about armpit level, no further. Gently bend the knees, just so you are not perfectly straight. Aware the tailbone is pointing straight down. Then very gently allow the arms to float up in front of the chest wherever you're comfortable, and focus on the space in between the arms. This huge loving chi field supporting us. Now turn the entire chi field, opening the spine, turning. Do not turn the lower body, just the waist to the left, then back to the center, now to the right. With your attention, as we continue moving on the lower back, below the waist area, all the way down to the tip of the tailbone. Continue turning, not too far, very comfortable, as the chi melts into the spine, lighting it up with chi. Continue turning, very comfortable. The focus is in between the arms, but aware of the connection to the lower back. Turning, turning. So simple, yet opening lower back, Mingma, gate of life's vitality. Now gently back to the center, aware of the space in between the arms, then slowly move the centers of the palm on top of the navel to Chi, navel, spirit palace. Gently straighten the legs. Then relax the hands to the sides. Open the eyes. Smile. smiling from the inside out.
Thank you, Deborah, for that beautiful practice of Qigong. And just staying in that centered zone of awareness, of conscious awareness. Allow yourself to, if you're seated, just to sit a little straighter, just try to get your spine as straight and be as still as you can, and just allow the peace of this song, Open Wide My Heart, to wash in through all your cells as light and love.
Open wide my heart. 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 Open wide my open wide, open wide, open wide, open wide, open
Open wide my heart. And that simple prayer, that simple wave of sound, that simple wave of vibration came through to me and through me after a meditation, right in the middle of a meditation, actually, when I started to be able to hear what was happening in my heart simultaneously with what was happening around me. So I think about the heart of the world, and in a simple thought on a simple melody with a consistent vibration, a prayer, a question, open wide my heart. How can we hold the heart of the world? The heart of the world. And I think about that. It's like, what does that mean? What does that mean to you when you hear the heart of the world? Think about that for a second. What does that mean to you? And do you hold the heart of the world? Are you a holder of the heart of the world? Have you met someone, or hopefully many people, that you feel have that sacred resonance of light? Think of those people. And maybe you might recognize they have some things in common. Maybe they don't have a lot in common, except the way they make you feel for different reasons. Maybe you experience this same beauty for different reasons, like in different ways, based on what their expression of the heart of the world is. It's relationship. It can be a sacred relationship when we recognize each of us carries the heart of the world. What if we collapsed time and there was no such thing, but what if each one of us was a heartbeat, one heartbeat in time? When we think about how old the planet is, or planet Earth, how old the solar system is in terms of linear time, it's hard to fathom. It's very difficult to get our minds around that kind of time, because we're not as, the time that we've been conditioned to experience. I do this because it's just such a small slice when we think about years or decades or 100 years or 1,000 years. And, I remember sharing once that if we counted from 1 to 1 billion, if you started right now and counted from 1 to 1 billion, it would take you 30 years in the system of measuring time that we use right now. That's a long time to count to 1 billion, right? But how many heartbeats? What if each one of us holds a heartbeat of the world as consistently and simply, just to be our soul's calling, as that simple song, Open Wide My Heart? What if we could tap into that sacred center of our individuality and be one heartbeat in time, outside of time? So that's what we're going to explore a little bit more today. What does that even mean? It could mean different things to different people. It just as happiness means different things to different people. But it's what it is that gets you going, what sparks your heart, sparks your consciousness, sparks your soul's calling into coming out with it, being a resonant field for that light, for that love. And I grabbed, of course, when we're talking about the heart of the world, I always go, I love to go to Rumi, who's probably one of the greatest lovers ever to channel, some of this beautiful sacred. There are so many. He happens to be one of many that are my favorites. But he says, soul, if you want to learn secrets, your heart must forget about shame and dignity. You are God's lover, yet you worry what people are saying. When I read that, you are God's lover, how many of you can recall a time in your life, maybe it still is now, like it is for me, and I think many of you whom I've met over the years, we still feel like we are God's lover, the one that sang, open wide my heart to me so that I could sing it back to it. I thought that was my job, was to sing these songs, singing my soul back to you. We even wrote that in one of our songs. That connection, that infinity loop. The more simple it gets, the more we can know. Because it's not clouded with a thought or an idea that is a linear thought, which are helpful. They're like springboards into consciousness. And so all of this it all goes together. It's not an either or. It's always a both and approach to our heart and soul. Rumi also says the only lasting beauty is the beauty of the heart. But I want to get back to, if you want to learn secrets, your heart must forget shame and dignity. And for that, I wanted to go to a class I'm going to be teaching later this year, based on a book. You've heard me talk about this. I can't put this one down for a long time now. It's The Holy Science by Swami Sri Yukteswar, because he weaves so many. What I love is how all the truth is woven through many of the faith traditions. These kernels of truth are brought to us with different words, maybe different ideas, different experiences of the holy ones who brought them forth, of which you're a holy one. And we're knocking on your soul's door to bring forth your holiness, your light, your heartbeat of the world. But to get to the place where you can remember that, let go of shame and dignity, Swami Sri Yukteswar says to get rid of the 8, he calls them the meannesses of the heart, to help us evolve our consciousness. Firmness of moral courage, when attained, removes the obstacles in the way of, he says, salvation, liberation, freedom. These obstacles are of 8 sorts. And hatred, shame, fear, perpetual grief, condemnation, race prejudice, pride of pedigree, and a narrow sense of respectability. These are what he calls the 8 meannesses of the heart. I'm going to say them again and just think about, just go through your heart. And the reason this is so important right now is because we're living in a time, and I could say this if we lived 100 years ago, if we lived 50 years ago, there's always been some kind of conflict on planet Earth. It seems to move around, doesn't it? Now it's here, now it's there. It's always sad. It's always tragic. For those of us who can feel the heart of the world and feel into it and have compassion for the people suffering and also the person inflicting that pain, when we can be able to see that it's all from the one and send love where it's needed the most. Remember, we talked about that a little bit last week. Be careful of the slippery slope of falling into one of the meannesses that keeps us away from this pure heart experience, the pure heart experience, which is what we're called toward being right now, is to holding the high vibration so that those who are on the cusp can tune in and tune up. Tune in and tune up. So these obstacles, again, the 8 meannesses of the heart, which we really want to be aware of, not falling into: hatred, shame, fear, grief, but perpetual grief, condemnation, race prejudice, pride of pedigree, and a narrow sense of respectability. Removing all of these, he says, awakens magnanimity of the heart. You will have a magnanimous heart, grand, gesturing, loving heart, which we would say an all-encompassing heart. Someone who's magnanimous is just really grand and big and wide, and you would possess the heart of the world. And so there are 5 states, then, he goes on to say, once we let go of and remove the 8 meannesses, we go through periods of vibratory rates and shifts as we ascend. And I don't mean it like it's higher or lower, but vibrations. Shortly, Natalya is going to play a song for us live this morning, lucky us. And the strings on her guitar, the bottom string is higher pitched than the top string. And vibrations do this so that we have complementary harmonics, which we could bring more materialization to being through these vibratory rates, which work in tandem and in harmony with one another. And so there are the 5 states. One is called the dark heart, which is when we misconceive things and we think that the only thing that exists is the gross material world. And we go through these stages, like rungs of a ladder. We've got to go up step 1, 2, 3 to get to step 4 so that we can get onto the roof, or put the star on the tree, or hang the stringing lights in the backyard, or whatever it is you're planning to do. If you had a ladder that only started at rung 4, it would be almost useless depending on how long your legs are. So we start where we start, and each step is important, that we recognize where we are, where we're starting from. Maybe we started from a different place in this life, if you believe in reincarnation, from the last life. But wherever we start, by paying attention, putting our mind's intention, as Deborah would say, our mind's intention on consciousness, on love, on connection to source, being God's lover, that's amazing. We can ascend and get through these different layers of the heart. The next one is called Kali, and it's when our solar system, it's a long evolution of consciousness. And if we think of it like this, our home Earth has moons which revolve around the Earth, and we revolve around the sun. But our solar system, our sun, also with its planets and moons, revolves around another sun. And when our sun is closest to its sun in an evolutionary, revolutionary cycle, the people on this planet become more enlightened. More subtle forces come into play, like telepathy. We're just starting to really get a clue as to how to use and speak to each other telepathically. Wi-Fi is like, who would have thought of that even 100 years ago? Maybe Nikola Tesla had it in his mind, but not very many people were operating with it. So thinking about that, the propelled heart is the next one, where we become a little bit enlightened and compare our experiences relating to the material creation. So we're still kind of in the material created zone, consciousness, but we're starting to evolve out of it a little bit. And then from there, we just keep going higher and higher until we reach ultimate liberation of the freedom to be able to feel there's no distance between us. There's these subtle vibrations all have fallen away, and we merge back into the oneness. So keeping the meanness out of the heart and allowing this ourselves to become porous in nature. Like when love flows out of us, it says, goodbyes are only for those who love with their eyes. Because for those who love with heart and soul, there is no such thing as separation. For those who love with heart and soul, there's no such thing as separation. So if we're only loving the material form, we miss it when it goes out of sight, out of mind. But absence makes the heart grow fonder. So we never forget those we love. So speaking about the heart of the world, inside the lover's heart, there's another world. And as Rumi would say, the world of lovers is the one that goes on and on. And he says, I went inside my heart to see how it was. Something there makes me hear the whole world weeping. That's Rumi. If we just take a deep breath and allow ourselves to send light, the light we just were working with in the Qigong, to the people of Ukraine. Mentally send light, or just put your hands up and send it out. Send love and light and healing. And also to the people of Russia. And also to the world leaders, those who are in need of love the most. Rumi says, where there is ruin, there is hope for a treasure. Don't grieve. Anything you lose comes around in another form. And so he says, yesterday I was clever and wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I changed myself. So how can we change ourselves? Just keeping track of what comes in and how we respond to it. Allowing ourselves to remain open and loving. Open wide my heart. And let the fragrance of the beautiful video Natalya put together with roses. Could you almost smell those vibrant flowers? Or earlier, just at the beginning of this conversation, I asked, like, what does it mean to have the heart of the world? And do we know people who've experienced, who've been, the ones to help us to experience what it feels like to be around someone who feels like they have the heart of the world? And how can we say the heart of the world beats as me now? Like in the words of Linda Webb Kakaba, one of my favorite New Thought artists and a blues singer from many years ago. The heart of the world beats in me now. Accepting that we each have a role to play. We each have a piece of it. And, tuning in tomorrow night, again, we'll have a peace meditation from 8 to 9 p.m. It's tuning in to every Monday night, but Monday night tomorrow from 8 to 9. And you could register for the link at soulcallglobal.org while you're there signing the newsletter, and take that link and share it with some of your friends. And join us for the World Peace Meditation. We get really, really still, and we meet in that place that is the center of the heart, the center of the soul, connecting and loving. And allowing ourselves to recognize that we can be the shift in one generation to a new way of being. We could be the generation that does that. I was always fascinated. If you've ever gone to Kauai, there are wild boars running around that gorgeous island, along with chickens and roosters who got free from the hurricane that came through there. I think it was in Nikki. Would that have been it? Like in 1992 or something like this. There was a major hurricane devastated that island of Kauai. But the pigs were there for about 800 years. I think the Polynesians brought them first. But talking about evolution and like genetics, an interesting thing is that within 30 days, a pig, if it gets into the wild and it's been domesticated, within 30 days, it will revert back to the wild natured boar. The fur, its hair will become coarse. The males will grow very sharp tusks. And in one generation, like one cycle, they'll be wild again. And I think about that. So if it goes backwards like this, it can go forward like that. So when we do generational healing in meditation on Monday, we don't focus on generational healing. We focus on connecting our consciousness with God in the silence. And it'll speak to you through the language of your heart. Each of us has a similar experience, but a different one, because each of us is getting connected to Source through the language of our own heart. And so if we can revert to an animal way of being, like a pig would do, humans can push it forward. So we can change the genetic code. We can change the system of where we want to participate, and supercharging, getting an extra jolt of this light into our cells, into our being, so that the generations that come will be welcomed onto a planet where we have a magnanimous heart. We have gotten rid of the meannesses of the heart. Now we're moving into the ascendant heart, the awareness of Corazón Global, the global heart. Listen to the beat of the global heart. The one that beats inside is the one that we bring forth in the material world as creation, so that we see the light inside of all of it, dancing and singing the name of the infinite. And so the invitation here is to join us for that. And prior to the meditation tomorrow night at 8:00, there's a beautiful meditation we do once a month with Natalya. It's Yoga with Natalya, and that starts at 5 p.m. Eastern to move your body, integrate. It's a gentle, beautiful practice. She's a phenomenal yoga instructor. And so Mondays, we call them Meditation Mondays. They make them our day of going within. And you could find out more about all of that and sign up for the links at soulcallglobal.org. And please share that opportunity with your friends on social media or in your emails. But let's grow this force field of energized, conscious awakening. We are here to do this work. We are here at a time just as this. We are the ones we're responsible for it now. So take control of your consciousness and aim it toward the higher gifts, those that help us to remember always that we participate as one heartbeat in the heart of the world. And now plant the love of the holy ones within your spirit. Don't give your heart to anything but the love of those whose hearts are glad. That's Rumi. So don't give your love to anything but the love of those whose hearts are glad. What that means is careful what we get caught up in, the news we watch, or if something is telling us we need to be mad at or angry at, maybe we need to deal with a situation. We don't have to let our hearts be angry. Let our hearts be glad as we are connected and focused on raising the vibration of the planet, one heartbeat at a time, one love beat at a time. I sound like, what was it? The DeFranco family heartbeat. It's a love beat. You remember that song? Oh my gosh, I don't know. Sometimes mind is a terrible thing. No. So giving yourselves the opportunity to experience more love, more joy. And we're going to do that for ourselves right now. We're going to invite Natalya Zuckerman in to sing a song called All That Is Revealed. Good morning.
Good morning. Wait, I have to take this. I can't sing with my glasses on. Can't hear. Do you know what I mean? I know
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Yeah, scary, but I
See too
do.
well, I can't hear or something. I don't know. Anyway. Hi.
Hi, welcome. So glad you
Thank
could
you.
be live with us this morning.
Yeah.
And I
I'm
love
so
this
glad.
song.
I'm so glad to be able to play this song.
Yeah.
For and with you. Okay. Oh wait, maybe come back for a second. Sound okay? Can you hear me? Not too
I can
loud.
hear you.
Yeah, I'm gonna be louder.
It sounds good.
Okay, great. I just got you back. I think I'm gonna keep you in a place upon my mantle, in the hollow of my bones. You show me a world that is enchanted. You cover me with blankets, Queen Anne's lace upon my throne. I seek refuge in this place. I seek asylum in your arms, ear against your chest, wrapped inside your heart. Every thought has a sound. Every sound an overtone. only from the deepest lonely do we find out we're not alone. You can go to the woods, you could try to find another, but love is never any better than the lover's soul, I'm told. Seek refuge in this place, seek asylum in your arms, ear against your chest, wrapped inside your heart. Your courageous heart, a glove pulled inside out. All that is real, all that is revealed. Seek refuge in this place, seek asylum in your arms, ear against your chest, wrapped inside your heart, wrapped inside your heart.
Yay. Oh my God. Hey, she disappeared. So beautiful. Thank you so much. Yeah. So be the resonant field, the overtone of love. And remember that as your heart beats, you hold the heart of the world. We are all connected. And just love what we get to do on Sunday mornings. And here's a great big announcement for those of you who are tuned in right now. And this is going to be in our, thanks, Julie. Oh my gosh, Julie Porter. Anne, thank you. And Joy and Jenny on her way to Sugar Grove. That sounds like fun. I just like see cakes and pies hanging from trees. Is that it? My kind of place. Sunday, April 3rd is going to be SoulCall Global's second anniversary. And we are so excited that we are going to be online and in person. So if you live, Susan Banke, hello. If you live in the Columbus, Ohio area or close, we're going to start meeting live and in person starting Sunday, April 3rd for our anniversary. I love you too, Susan. And so excited about that. We are also going to continue to do our live stream because look at how many of you are from all over the place. So no worries. It's just that if you live close or you're visiting and you're coming through, you'll be able to come and join us live and in person on April 3rd and onward. We'll be wearing masks most likely to start just for the comfort zone of everyone. We're going to be meeting at the AIAM, American Institute for Alternative Medicine, is where we're going to start meeting together and finding our own permanent home together. So you asked for it, we got it, we're ready, and we're so excited. And if you're joining us online, live stream, Natalya and I will still be doing StreamYard, so you'll always be able to tune in with us no matter what happens here. Once again, at 11 o'clock from 11 to 11:30, join us for SoulCall Sunday Rewind. If you go to soulcallglobal.org and click the link to sign up for the rewind, come on into the Zoom room and say hello. We would love that. We thank you so much for your donations. And I want to just give a shout out to our Soul Squad, who's been amazing, just tending to all of the different things we've been doing to bring food and peace and help to those in our areas of where we live. The Soul Squad has been amazing. I just want to give a shout out to them and say thank you for your hard work and efforts, putting the donations you send in, putting your donations to work to help be of service to other people. And so We thank you for your donations, and please, no amount is too big or too small. SoulCallGlobal.org/donate. If you shop on Amazon, you can find us at SoulCall Inc. at Amazon Smile. And we appreciate your donations. It really helps us to help others. And if you are in need of prayers at SoulCallGlobal.org. Our prayer team has teamed up with our Reiki team, and Candy and Jean have been doing an amazing job coordinating all of that and sending Reiki energy to those who are in need of prayer and healing. And so thank you for that, and share us with your friends. Again, sign up for the newsletter and find out what's happening with SoulCall Global. Our book, Signs and Symbols of Our Ancestors, Natalya and I, is our first offering from Armature Publishing, a collection of 25 sacred stories of those who have transitioned but come back and help in times of need. It's a fantastic book, illustrated. You can get it at soulcallglobal.org, but pretty soon Armature's going to have its own website, probably by the end of the week. And once again, if Christy Hardwick is out there listening, happy birthday, Christy. And all of our March babies, happy birthday to all of you. Peace meditation tomorrow night from 8 to 9. Join us in the Zoom room. You can get the link, soulcallglobal.org, and go to the events calendar, classes and events, and get the link to join us for meditation, or peace meditation tomorrow from 8 to 9. And once again, Natalya at 5 o'clock for yoga. I believe that is it for this morning. I want to thank you all for joining us. And if you're listening after the fact, we thank you for tuning in, and we thank you for sharing this link, which you'll find on our YouTube channel, SoulCall Global. And please like us, our Facebook page, SoulCall Global, on Facebook, Instagram, and spread this love around. Be that heartbeat that spreads the love around. And just by being yourself, as simple as open wide my heart, that's all we need, is to open the heart and allow the beauty to seep through into your world. And wherever you are on the planet, always remember that you are loved. Peace and blessings.
One family, one people, one planet, one love.